How do you finance a $30,000 rental purchase? What is happening, YouTube? It's Mentorship Monday. My name is Matt. My company's the DeRosa Group, and I thank you guys for watching Mentorship Monday. I don't say this enough, but I appreciate you for watching the YouTube channel. Thank you. If you appreciate us, then you should like and share this video, and you should subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. And if you've read my book, Raising Private Capital, please leave it a review on Amazon, because I sure do need more of those. Thank you, thank you, thank you if you've done it already. Now, today's question, this is actually emailed to my wife, and so I don't have the person's name, but it was such a good question. I was like, you know what, I'm going to put it on Mentorship Monday. This person's got a portfolio of small rentals that are in like C-level neighborhoods, so the purchase price is like, you know, 30, 35, 40,000, and this person's looking to finance those type of rentals. And so the question is, how do you finance those kind of rental properties? And here's what I've seen work. You can do it the Scrappy way, or you can do it the sustainable long-term way. Okay, but to get going, you might have to go Scrappy, and then you might have to upgrade to the long-term way. Here are a couple of Scrappy ways you can finance $30,000 rental purchases. Okay, number one, you can finance them with private money. That's easy. I mean, you get a private money lender to loan you like 6, 7, 8% on the money, and you just pay them a monthly payment. The reason why they call that Scrappy is eventually they're going to want you to get them out, and so you've got to have an exit, which means you got to go the corporate level, the more long-term way over here. But it's a good way to get started and to build a small portfolio. Okay, we'll get back to that in a second. The other way you can do it is through a credit card. Again, that's like, credit cards are like little hand grenades that you're holding in your hand with the pin held out, and eventually they're going to blow up and the rates are going to go way up. But you can get low interest credit cards or even 0% interest credit cards and use those, maybe couple a few of them together, to finance a couple of $30,000 houses with renovations in there too. Again, not something you want to do long term. And everything like that, but this is once again a way to get in. Maybe you got your own cash, maybe you do that. But like, let's say that through the Scrappy method, you get maybe 1 or 2 on a private loan, 1 on a credit card, 1 with your own cash, and you build a small portfolio of $30,000 houses that are leased, okay? Then you can upgrade to the more corporate level way of doing it, and this is how that goes. You assemble a portfolio. No bank is going to lend to you unless they're high interest rate banks or online stuff, or banks that want you to put the properties in your personal name. But if you want to hold these properties in an LLC, I forgot to get into that, but if you want to hold these properties in an LLC, which is what you should want to do, because yes, you need an LLC. You should not be holding properties in your own personal names. There's too much going on there. So you should buy the properties in an LLC, and if that is the way you want to go with it, you should assemble the properties through whatever means you can, and then you should do a blanket refinance of the properties, because no bank is going to lend to you on a single home at 30K. Not a reasonable bank, or not a bank that's going to let you hold it under an LLC. So what you want to do is you want to create a portfolio of a blanket couple of properties, let's say like 10 properties, and instead of borrowing 30 grand, you're borrowing $300,000. Now you get a conversation. The problem is the banks don't want to lend you on $30,000 houses because the legwork that they have to go through, the hoops they have to jump through to close that $30,000 house for you are the same hoops: underwriting, appraisals, evaluations, loan committee meetings, everything like that. All that stuff is all required for a $30,000 house, just like it would be for a $1 million property. Okay, it's around the same level of underwriting and work that they have to do. So it's just not worth their time. Don't get offended. It's not worth their time to underwrite a $30,000 house. There's a certain threshold that it just makes sense for them to put into their wheelhouse of loans, right? You hit that threshold once you get into the $100,000 to $200,000 range. So I recommend you guys assemble a portfolio of properties. They're all in the same city, maybe in roughly the same geography, and take that to a small community bank. Okay, the small community bank will then look at it as a blanket refinance. They'll give you a blanket portfolio loan over all the properties. And when I say small community bank, I mean in the town that the properties exist, or in your hometown, whatever, a bank that you can walk in and meet with a loan officer face to face. Not an enormous bank that's in multiple states. I'm talking about banks that have like 5 to 10 branches. Like that's where you want to be. Small community bank. right? Get them to give you a refinance on the portfolio of properties. You assemble that portfolio maybe through the Scrappy method, by getting a credit card loan, by getting a credit card loan, by getting a loan from thank you, by getting a loan from like a private lender, through my book Raising Private Capital might inspire you to do that, through your own cash, whatever it is. You assemble all that, and then you go and refinance. It's the BRRRR strategy, but it's done on you do it on multiple properties, okay, on a blanket. That, my friends, is how you finance a $30,000 portfolio. And I have friends that have done that, and they're now sitting way over 100 units by just buy, renovate, rent them all out, and then refinance the whole thing. So it's BRRRR strategy, but over like a bunch of little properties, and you just do portfolio mortgages over and over and over again, okay? So that's how it's done. That's how you finance $30,000 houses. I'm not I don't poo-poo $30,000 houses. I think that there's plenty of room for them in the marketplace. So I don't think that's the only way to make money in this business, but it can be a definite good one. So that's what I got, guys. Thank you for your questions. To help me at DeRosaGroup.com. That's where you guys want to send them for Mentorship Monday. And be sure to check us out online at DeRosaGroup.com if you will hear more about what we're up to. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great, profitable week.